welcome. My name is Dan, and you're watching another episode of Film Freaks, a show where we discuss some of the most influential TV shows of the decade. Now, don't be distracted by the pink outfit, because in today's episode, we'll be focusing on a worldwide phenomenon, a show that has shocked viewers season after season and gained a reputation for being soaked in blood. That's right, today we'll be discussing Game of Thrones. Be warned. Show surrounded by controversy, from its explicit violence to its underwhelming finale. Game of Thrones has been the show on everyone's lips. In my time with you today, I'm going to be sharing my favourite characters and their greatest on-screen moments. Now, my standout character, and fan favourite of course, is the one and only Arya Stark. We've been on a journey with this character, from the snowy keep of Winterfell to the dangers of Essos. Arya has been through some stuff. However, she's never let this faze her, as she's become a faceless assassin, an executioner, and a character as important to the story as Jon Snow himself. Not only is she a badass, but she's an icon. The strong female character breaks the rules of a society for not being a composed lady, and she is an independent force to be reckoned with. Arya has had some great moments on screen. Here's a clip of my all-time favourite.
Where are my damn moron sons?
Here, my lord.
My name is Arya Stark.
Wow, am I right? She owned the screen in that. And not only is that a satisfying death, but it gives fans some closure, and a little bit of revenge after the horrific events of the Red Wedding. Now, we see Arya as a truly owning her destiny and using the skills that she's picked up from her journey to serve one of the most unexpected and rather entertaining deaths of the series, which, if you ask it, was well overdue. Now, onto a character that you can't take your eyes off. You may feel yourself holding your breath around her. That's right, it's the formidable Queen Cersei. Now, unlike Arya, Cersei is anything but a fan favourite, serving murder after murder and snatching that crown for herself. However, you can't help but admire her confidence, facing down Daenerys and 3 fire-breathing dragons. Cersei always seems like an unstoppable force. Don't cross her or you will die. Just ask Ned Stark, or Marjorie, or even Loras. She has one of the series' highest kill counts, and she doesn't care who knows it. Not only is this character iconic for being a crazy brother-loving murderer, but she wouldn't have been performed properly without the great Lena Headey. The actress playing her got paid $3.6 million just to sit and drink wine during the season. Now, that's the epitome of being a strong, independent woman, am I right? Let's take a look at Cersei's greatest moment. As you can see, Cersei doesn't play by anyone's rules, and if that means blowing up a holy building and members of the faith, then she'll do it. We've also seen her kill numerous civilians, which cements her place on the all-time greatest villains list, and maybe one of the more interesting queens. Look out, Disney. Cersei will be a character I will always remember, and she stands out from the rest. Now, it's time for our sponsored ad break. This show is sponsored by Warner Brothers Games, brand new mobile game, which is Game of Thrones Conquest. It's a must-play game for any fan of the show. featuring characters such as Daenerys, Cersei, and even fan favourites such as Tyrion and Jon Snow.
The Great War has come to Westeros. Your house must answer the call. Decide your fate on the field of battle, and defeat whatever stands in your way. Build your house and raise your army. The Iron Throne is there for the taking. Prove that you were meant to rule the Seven Kingdoms. Rally your bannermen as enemies appear on all sides, and the coming storm closes in. For centuries, noble houses fought together despite their differences. Do the same to survive, for the enemy is real. It's always been real, and winter is here. Game of Thrones Conquest. Download and play now.
This year, Game of Thrones has been swamped in controversy, from accusations of poor writing and sloppy editing to the entire production being rushed. This led to more than 1.8 million signatures on a petition that was made to remake the season, which many of the stars have called out as disrespectful due to the amount of work that's been put into this show. Personally, after being a fan for many years, it was disappointing to see simple mistakes such as a coffee cup on set, and erratic decisions that made the entire scenes of long build-ups completely useless. However, you can't help but see the amount of work that's been given by actors and actresses, even down to all of the extras on sets. One in particular that gave every inch of her power to the screen up until the moment she died was Emilia Clarke, arguably the face of Game of Thrones. She played the instantly recognisable white-haired Daenerys Targaryen. She was known for being the peaceful and breaker of chains conqueror of Essos and Westeros, with her three dragons, Drogon, Viserion and Rhaegar.
Zaldrizes buzdaris kosdaur. Dracarys.
Daenerys isn't just a strong, powerful character, but she's also an icon for many fans that have followed her, breaking her destiny, and that she didn't allow society to shame her or take over her roles. She was perceived very well, apart from in the final season. But we're not going to mention that. From season 1 to 7, she had one of the most hardcore moments, which constantly was a threat to her life, and she was constantly threatening Cersei. She was a pillar of good who couldn't be more aggressive in her pursuit of power and the crown, which ultimately led to her downfall. But we will always remember the powerful woman that emerged from the fire with 3 dragons. Now, the final character, and arguably my favourite, is going to be one of Game of Thrones' greatest queens, the Queen of Thorns, Olenna Tyrell. She's a character known for her wit and for being one of the strongest characters, arguably. The show has faced her down with Cersei, Tywin, the High Sparrow, and anyone that stood between her and her pride. She may have been stuck to her old ways, but that didn't stop her from being one of the most influencing characters in the realm. Olenna's greatest battle was facing down Cersei. Unlike most characters, however, Olenna almost toppled Cersei from her power. This included the vicious poisoning of King Joffrey and the constant hold on King's Landing's supplies. I mean, she was someone that wasn't to be messed with.
I'd hate to die like your son, clawing at my neck, foam and bile spilling from my mouth. A shocking scene. Not at all what I intended. You see, I'd never seen the poison work before. Tell Cersei. I wanted to know it was me.
As you can see, Elena went out with a bang, or more specifically, a bombshell. Many people of the show were shocked to find that the theory of Elena murdering Joffrey was correct. However, Cersei did have her revenge after murdering her entire household, ransacking her home, and ultimately sending her some poison. She gleefully drank this down, ending her moments on the series and removing the Tyrell support from Daenerys, which may have been one of the biggest factors in the War for the Seven Kingdoms. Now, unfortunately, that's all we have time for in today's episode. This episode was generously sponsored by Warner Bros.' new mobile game. Check it out in the description below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and in the next episode we'll be discussing who's the best character in the Marvel Universe.
We'll lose. And we'll do that together too.
We're in the end game now.
This is gonna work, Steve.
I know it is. Because I don't know what I'm gonna do if it doesn't.
One thing, I don't know why, it doesn't